I never believed in those campfire stories about things lurking in the woods, the kind where some poor sap gets lost and ends up as monster chow. I'm a rational guy, Work in sales, drive a beat-up Ford pickup, live in the suburbs with a mortgage and a dog that sheds too much. But that night changed everything. It was supposed to be a shortcut, a way to shave a couple hours off my drive back from a conference in the Rockies. The GPS suggested this old logging road through the heart of the Black Ridge Forest. Dense, ancient pines that blocked out the stars, air so cold it bit through my jacket. I figured, why not? Save gas, get home to Sarah sooner. Big mistake. The road was narrow, twisting like a snake, with fog creeping in from the underbrush. It was around midnight, no other cars for miles, just me, the hum of the engine, and some old rock playlist crackling through the speakers. That's when I saw it. Out of the corner of my eye, something moving parallel to the road, deep in the trees. Big, like the size of a bear standing on its hind legs, but pale white, almost glowing in the moonlight that filtered through the canopy. It was gone in a flash, too fast to make out details. Branches snapped, leaves rustled, then nothing. I shook my head, chalked it up to a deer or maybe an albino elk. Wildlife, right? Forests are full of that shit. I cranked the music louder and kept driving, telling myself it was nothing. But the unease stuck, like a bad aftertaste. The cold seeped into the cab despite the heater blasting. I rolled up the windows tighter, focused on the yellow lines snaking ahead. About 10 minutes later, the screams started. Not like a person yelling for help. These were crazy, guttural howls that echoed through the trees, shaking me to my core. High-pitched at first, like a woman's wail, then dropping to this deep, animalistic roar that vibrated the steering wheel. My heart slammed against my ribs. What the hell was that? Coyote? Mountain lion? No, this was wrong, too human, too pained. I slowed down, straining to listen, but they cut off abruptly, leaving only the wind whispering through the pines. I sped up, gripping the wheel white-knuckled. The road got rougher, potholes jarring the truck. Then, without warning, the engine sputtered. Lights flickered on the dash. Oil pressure, check engine, the works. The truck coughed, jerked, and died right there in the middle of the lane. I coasted to the shoulder, cursing under my breath. Popped the hood, but I'm no mechanic, just a guy who knows enough to check fluids. Nothing obvious. The screams started again, closer this time. Not from miles away, from maybe 100 yards into the woods, crashing through the undergrowth like whatever made them was barreling toward me. Panic hit like a freight train. Stay in the truck, lock the doors, wait for dawn. But if that thing got here, what then? The windows were glass, the doors metal. It could peel them open like a can. No cell signal out here, of course. Bars had dropped to 0 an hour ago. I grabbed my flashlight from the glove box, a tire iron from the bed for protection, and stepped out. The cold slapped me hard, frost crunching under my boots. The screams were rhythmic now, like a hunt call, getting louder, branches snapping closer. Fuck this, I muttered, propping the hood and shining the light on the engine. Spark plugs? Battery? I fumbled with wires, hands shaking, breath fogging the air. That's when I heard it. Footsteps. Not animal paws, but heavy thuds, like something bipedal crashing through the brush. I froze, tire iron raised. The screams stopped, replaced by this wet, rasping breath, close enough I could feel the air shift. I swung the flashlight toward the tree line. Nothing at first, just shadows dancing. Then eyes, reflective, yellow slits high up, maybe 8 feet off the ground. The pale thing from before. It stepped into the beam, and my stomach dropped. It was humanoid, but wrong. Tall, emaciated skin stretched tight over bones like wet paper, so white it almost translucent, veins pulsing blue beneath. Arms too long, ending in claws that dragged the ground. Its face. God, the face was a nightmare. Elongated jaw hanging slack, filled with jagged teeth, eyes sunken but glowing with hunger. It tilted its head, sniffing the air, and let out a low growl that vibrated my bones. I bolted back to the truck, slamming the door, but it was on me in seconds. The thing lunged, smashing into the side with a force that rocked the vehicle.
Glass cracked on the passenger window as its claws raked across. I jammed the key, twisted, nothing. Engine dead. "Start, you piece of shit," I yelled, pumping the gas. The creature circled, peering in, its breath fogging the glass, leaving streaks of slime. Up close, I saw scars on its skin, like old wounds from fights, and something worse, bits of cloth tangled in its claws, red-stained like from a hiker's jacket.
It hammered the hood, denting metal. I grabbed the tire iron, ready to swing if it broke in. But then, a thought. The battery cable. I'd seen it loose earlier. I had to get out again. The thing was at the rear now, ripping at the tailgate. I slipped out the driver's side, heart exploding, and dove under the hood. Fingers numb from cold, I reconnected the cable, praying. The creature noticed, roaring that scream again, deafening, soul shaking. It charged around the truck, claws scraping sparks on the pavement. I slammed the hood and leaped back in, just as it swiped, shattering the side mirror. Key in, turn, the engine roared to life. I floored it, tires spinning gravel. The thing grabbed the bumper, dragging, its weight pulling me back. I swerved, slamming it into a tree. It let go with a yelp, tumbling into the ditch. In the rear view, it rose, shaking off bark, eyes locked on me as I sped away. I didn't stop until dawn, hitting a gas station 50 miles out. Told the attendant, a grizzled old-timer, about it. He went pale, muttered about the Wendigo, an old native legend, spirits that possess the starving, turning them into cannibals that haunt the woods. Folks go missing up there every year, he said. You saw one? You're lucky to be breathing. I laughed it off then, but now, weeks later, home safe, I hear scratches at night, screams in my dreams. And last night, looking out the window, I saw it. A pale shape in the backyard trees, watching, waiting. The forest isn't done with me. I grab my keys, but where do I run? It's followed me home. Wait, that's not right. I thought I was safe, but as I type this, yeah, I'm writing it down, for proof or whatever, the power flickered. A scream, outside, close, doors locked, but claws scrape the wood. It's here. God help me.